So hi guys, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat at nandito ulit ako para mag-discuss ng panibago nating topic tungkol sa developing SQL databases. At ng topic natin for tonight is yung optimizing query plans part 1. So in exercise 3 natin, working with extended event. Ay mali, sorry. Simula ako dyan, sorry. Ayan, so dito tayo. Exercise 1 natin, working with SQL Server Profiler. So the SQL Server Database Engine delivers a collection of data and events which is known as trace. So SQL Server Profiler is a graphical user interface that you can use to create and manage traces. So you can save the data and events in a trace file that can be used for troubleshooting databases problems arising out of slow running queries or inefficient stored procedure. So in this exercise, we will learn to work with SQL Server Profiler. So proceed tayo with task 1 natin. Task 1 natin is yung capture and display the actual execution plan. So the query optimizer determines the most efficient way of executing the transact SQL query. So the result given by the query plan, so the database administrator can use the execution plan to identify the performance of the queries and troubleshoot poorly performing queries. So in this task, we will create a trace file using SQL Server Profiler that includes selected events and event columns to be reviewed. So the trace file will capture and displays the actual execution plan of transact SQL queries natin. So step 1, ensure we have powered on the required devices and connect to Plab SQL 01. So from the Plab SQL 01 desktop, click start and click natin yung Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio natin. Alright, so the connect to server dialog box appears, and from the server type, dapat naka database engine yan, and click natin tong Plab SQL 01, and then press natin tong connect. Alright, then next, the SQL Server Management Studio windows open. So in the Object Explorer natin, click to expand the databases folder. Alright, and to select the database, click natin tong AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3 natin. Create tayo ng query natin. Alright, the new query pane open. Step 6 tayo. To open SQL Server Profiler, click Tools menu and click SQL Server Profiler. Ayan. So nag-open na. So the SQL Server Profiler windows open. Then keep the default setting natin to and click connect. So trace properties dialog box appears. So in the trace name box, type capture plan. So capture plan yung papangalan natin sa ating trace name. Alright. Then click save file. Save to file. And then to save as dialog box appears. So in the left pane, navigate to local disk C user, and then punta tayo sa user, then administrator, then desktop, then click natin tong open, click natin tong save. Yan. So note, the SQL Server Profiler trace is saved with an extension of .trc. So in the trace properties dialog box, click natin yung show all events. Ay, yung event selection tab pala. So click the show all events. Alright. Then click to expand the performance node under events column. Alright. Then after that, scroll down the dialog box until you locate the show plan XML. So hanapin natin yung show plan XML. Yan, then nakita natin, then check natin tong box na to, and then click run. Right, so notice that show plan XML event class store each event in the form of an accurate XML document. So Windows open. So notice the status bar of the window that indicates trace is running. Alright. Again, step 14, on the taskbar, click Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio icon. Ito. Tapos, click tayo ng panibagong query natin. Yan. Then, type natin itong syntax na ito. Query pala. Oops, tama ba? Yan. So, this query creates a left outer join between dim customer and fax survey response table based on the common field customer key. So, the respective columns selected are displayed as the output. So, execute natin ito. So, the query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. So, meaning, the query type it creates a left outer join between the selected table. So, the query successfully executed. So, step 15 tayo. So, on the taskbar, click the SQL Server Profiler icon. Yan. So, notice that the trace is running in SQL Server Profiler natin. So, scroll down the windows until you locate Showplan XML under Event Class. Ayan. Showplan XML under Event Class. Then, the trace is running in the SQL. So, the window is scrolled down until Showplan XML under the Event Class column is selected. So, scroll the window horizontally from left to the right to view the other columns such as CPU reads. Nakain natin unti. Yan. Yan. So, CPU reads, writes, and duration for the Showplan XML event natin. So, notice the value in each column. And as you can see on your screen, ito. So, step 17 tayo. Step 17, to stop the trace process, click File, Menu, and Stop Trace. Click File Menu and Stop the Trace. Alright, so may message dito on Trace Stop. And step 18 tayo, minimize all the windows. So to open the save trace file on the desktop, double click Capture Plan. So minimize natin ito lahat. Ayan. So, capture plan. So, ito yung capture plan. Then, capture plan.trc opens in the SQL Server Profiler. So, under the event class column, click Show Plan XML. So, Show Plan XML. Then, the actual execution plan from the trace is captured and displayed. So, the close SQL Server Profiler windows. So, yan yun. Then, next tayo. So, exercise 2, working with the query store. So, the SQL Server Query Store features helps in diagnosing and troubleshooting query performance related issue. So, Query Store can hold multiple execution plans for a single query. You can use the Query Store feature to perform the following tasks. Then, meron tayong 4 na task dito na gagawin. So, in this exercise, we will enable the Query Store feature and learn about the different types of the Query Store views. Alright? So, step 1 tayo on the taskbar, click Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio icon. And to create a new query, kita doon panibago nating query. Alright, then, napag natin ito. Ay, mali. Am I still recording? Alright. Yan, so this query enables the query store feature in the selected database. So, step 2 tayo, execute natin ito. So, the query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. A message dito ay command completed successfully. So, step 3, in the Object Explorer, right-click AdventureWorks DW 2016 and click natin yung properties. Alright, so step 4, Database Properties Windows open. So, in the left pane under Select a Page, click Query Store. Ito, yan. And read and review the information given in the right pane. Yan. Alright. Then, click OK to close the window. Alright. So, to refresh the database in the Object Explorer, click the refresh icon. Ayan. So, under AdventureWorks D760 TP3, query store is displayed. Ayan. So, ito. So, step 6 tayo. Click to expand query store. Alright. And then, right-click regress queries. So, from the context menu, click view. Click daw natin itong view request queries. Ayan. So, the right pane displays the top 25 regress queries during the last hour for the selected database. So, click the metric drop-down list. Ayan. And click duration MS. Alright. So, note, the regress queries viewed operates with the set of execution metrics such as CPU time, duration, execution count, and logical reads. So, step 8 tayo. Click the statistic drop-down list. Then, click natin yung total. Alright. So, note, there are different statistic functions such as average, maximum, and minimum to express the execution metric. So, click the query ID. Yan. Then, punta din natin itong query ID. Alright. So, step 10, at the top right corner of the regress queries pane, click the portrait view drop-down list. Click configure. Let's check. Alright, so ito, landscape view. Wait. Kakaroon ng unting error. From the list, click configure. Wait lang. So, click daw natin itong click the portrait view. Portrait view. And click from the list, click configure. Alright. So, configure regress dialogs box appears. So, in time interval section, click the recent drop-down list. So, recent, click natin last 5 minutes. So in the time interval, click the recent drop-down list. From the list, click last 5 minutes. So, bakit walang last 5 minutes dito? Last 5 minutes. So, last 30 minutes na lang siguro. Kasi wala tayong option ng last 5 minutes. Alright. So, in y-axis column, chart, click the drop-down list and click additional duration. Click natin yung additional duration workload. Pala. So, yan. So, I don't know kung bakit hindi ko siya mababa. May scroll down pababa. Yan. So, siguro skip na lang muna natin to. So, step 14 tayo. Create a new query. Balik tayo dito sa Ayan. So, create tayo ng panibago nating query. Yan, so create daw tayo ng panibago nating query. And type natin ito. So, ang sabi dito, to execute the query, click execute natin to. Click execute natin to. So, close the query window. Okay, but ganito. So, step 15, to determine the specific nature of the database's workload, in the Object Explorer under Query Store, right-click, tap Resource Consuming Queries. So, right-click, tap Resource, and context menu appear, then click View tab. Ayan. So, the right pane shows the top 25 resource consumers during the last hour for the selected database. So, as you can see dito, so the plan summary for the query is displayed. And step 17, to analyze the overall resource consumption of the database under Query Store, right-click Overall Resource Consumption. Saan yun? Check natin. View all resource consumption. View. Overall. Yan. Ayan. So, the right pane shows the overall resources consumption during the last month for the selected database. So, click Standard Grid. Alright. Then, scroll the overall resources consumption pane horizontally from left to right. So, yan, as you can see. So, close overall resource consumption pane. Then, close all the active pane. Then, next tayo. Proceed tayo sa next. So, next natin is yung exercise 3, working with extended events. So, extended events helps to understand the innermost operation of the database engine. So, it is a monitoring system that helps to analyze, create, modify, and view session data. So, in this exercise, we will learn to work with extended events in SQL Server Management Studio. So, task 1 tayo. We will capture the actual execution plan using extended events. So, in this task, we will first start the SQL Server Agent service on Plab SQL 1. So, in the Object Explorer window, right-click SQL Server Agent. Then, click natin tong Start. Yes. Alright, so to confirm the start of SQL, click natin yung yes. Naklik ko na kanina. And then, step 3, please wait while the SQL Server Agent service is started. So, it already started. So, in the Object Explorer, click to expand the management folder. Alright, expand natin to. And then, click Extended Event. Alright. Then, to create a new query, create na panibago nating query. Yeah. So, this query creates a new event session plan name capture execution plan. So, execute natin. So, may message na command completed successfully. So, with the step 6 in the Object Explorer, click the refresh icon to refresh the extended event. Ayan. So, click to expand extended event session. Ayan. So, right-click capture execution plan. Right-click and then click natin tong start. Alright, so the capture and execution plan is started. So right click capture execution plan from the context menu and click properties. Alright, ayan. So please wait while okay, nagload na. So the session of properties dialog box in the left hand under select a page, click events. Click natin to where, let's check muna event library, click events pala, yan. So in the left hand under select a page, click events. Alright, then to yung kapangalan natin dito is yung search event natin, type natin tong show. So the required events are listed. Alright, so to select the events that need to be captured from the event library, click query underscore post underscore compilation show plan. Yan, so click the right arrow button to move the event to the list of the selected plan. Ayan, to move event appears in the selected event box. So ilan yung dinagdag na? So lahat. Tama ba? Ang dalawa lang pala. So tama. So to configure events to collect additional fields and specify filters, click configure. Alright, so under selected events, click to place a tick mark against query post compilation show plan natin. So where do we find this? So query post compilation. Yan, so okay na. So click OK daw natin as per step 12. Ayan. So step 13 in the Object Explorer, click AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3 and create na panibago nating query. So this query creates an inner join on dim employee table natin. So run natin to. So in the Object Explorer, right click capture execution plan. So note the red mark on the capture execution plan icon is not there as you have started the event. So from the context menu, click watch live data. So tingnan natin yung picture. So, capture execution plan. Capture execution plan. And then click down natin yung watch live data. Also right in the live data pane, click query pre-execution plan. So retrieving event information from server pa tayo. So kanina pa po itong retrieving event information from server natin. So explain ko na lang po. So step 16 natin click, may lalabas dyan na lang ganito. So lahat ng section, yan, lahat ng query pre-execution show plan natin. Then after that, to view more on details in the query plan tab, scroll with the pane horizontally from left to right. So lahat doon sa messages tab natin, makikita natin lahat ng information, and I think that's it. So natapos natin yung topic na optimizing query plans part 1. So thank you for listening and God bless.